Throughout the whole day today, it was really hard to function. Um, you know, I make videos because I can feel myself disappearing and my memory is fading. And these people take, these perps that you see on this side, they go in that moment to try to make themselves believe this fantasy they've created. I've already talked about how this psyop is trying to make me subscribe to their fantasy. But the weirdest thing is now what's happening is the memory manipulation are almost like nonsensicalness anymore. Now more than ever, and it seems like they want me to create, like they would try to create battles in my mind, mental battles. That obviously I know they're falsified. For example, they, like I said, memory manipulation is what they do. They create memory manipulation, but at this point, usually they try to create at a time when, you know, before August 19, 2019, and when if there's a child or something, they make me react a certain ways. But now what they're doing is to change something else. But after August 19, 2019, and adding things that weren't there before, and try to make me, first of all, think that it's not after August 19, 2019. The reason August 19, 2019 is the day when my mind changed completely. Ever since I got this, was the day I started thinking in these disgusting ways. And that was because they manipulate me in these ways. I will get a reaction when I look at children, especially black little girls. They do the most disgusting things. And so kids, especially little girls, they will do these foul things. And that started on August 19, 2019. But they've been ever since playing my memories, changing my memories, adding the stimulation to make me experience today. And you see these people there doing their things, contracted, trashed by the government, that are supposed to make me subscribe to these things. And my brain is for them to play with. It's not, it's just, I'm a subject, and I can definitely feel that. Like, and I think one of my videos I said is like, I feel like my brain is their training field, where they can do whatever they want, they play with it however they want it. And at this point, it's just getting, my brain is more and more erased. They bring in this moment, and they've been saying things like "are bad, mad bad," and they try to use that word because I remember when something happened with this person, I say, I text her, I say, hey, I'm sorry, but they try to use a different language because I've said my bad once after August 19, 2019, or I said it many times after that, but before that. But I remember during like COVID, right after COVID, or during like right after August 19, 2019, was either fall or winter of August 9th of 2019. I got some food. I ordered some food, and I remember having like this they're messing with me, and I remember going down to get the food. As I'm going down, I see this guy and he has like food in his hand. And so I asked him, it's like, hey, that's my food. It's like, hey, you here to deliver? I'm thinking he's giving me the food because he's coming at the same time where my food is supposed to be delivered, looking at the app. And so he's like, no, this is my food. I was like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I thought you were just delivering, right? And so they've been saying, oh, my bad now, my bad, every time they do their things. You see, these people are like childlike individuals, right? And at the same time, they kind of create little psyops and fantasies of their own. You see, these people are like this, at least are the older ones. The others are like childlike individuals, like trash, bottom feeders, childlike individuals. Which makes sense because they have to create these things. And now with me, it makes it worse because I can call out what they're doing. They try to gaslight me into accepting these false memories. Right? They make me imagine all kind of things, and they want me to be subscriptive. They've been trying to do this. Well, they've been doing the typical repetition, which is the tactics of trying to disorient a target individual. Typical CIA stuff, which awkwardly filled with actual pedophiles there. Well, they try to manipulate me in these ways. They try to disorient me with the repetitions and doing the things they do to try to make somebody accept false realities, right? And so this trash has been they've been trying to like they've been manipulating this memory of me saying my bad, apologizing because I thought the person who was bringing the food, it was him, but it was not him. It just came at the same time when I was going to get food, and I was like, hey, my bad, I apologize. And now they try to add things to that. Mind you, it's after August 19, 2019 already. My mind at this point is just like, you know, if there was a child there, the nasty things will happen to me. But there was no child at this point. There was just the guy coming up and me going downstairs. Um, and and they tried to make me think of a child there, but I don't think there was a child. I don't. My memory is just fading away. But I thought he was delivering the food because he was by himself about to give me the food. There was no food. There was no. The food was not mine. It was. He was just bringing his own food, right? But because I saw him at the same time, I thought this person is coming at the same time. He has a bag looking like his food. I was like, hey, you're here to deliver. I was like, oh, my bad. And I apologize. Now they try to make me imagine a child being there and give me the stimulation they would make me experience if the child was there. I didn't get it. There was no child at this point. And they tried to make me imagine that. And they tried to create battles in my mind if there was a child or not. I was like, if there was a child, I'll definitely get the nasty stimulation. Because that's the things that make me react to. But there was no child. But now they try to create a battle in my mind. Maybe in the back there was somebody who came in and they completely rewired my memory. It's like, you create it however it is, however you want it. Reality is, because since August 19, 2019, if there's a child, especially a little girl, especially a black little girl, I will get the nasty stimulation they make me experience. Because ever since that day, this is the nasty things that they've been making me experience. Now, at the time, there was not a child there. There was no, kid. But if there was a kid, I would get the stimulations they forced me to have today. That's disgusting stuff started the day of August 19, 2019. Before that, none of that. I remember when they were like these little kids were, and I was laughing at it. If it was after August 19, 2019, I would get the most disgusting stimulation. When there was the father of the child, if it was after August 19, 2019, I would get the nasty stimulations. So, for them to try to add this at that moment, it's like you're just trying to create something that's just stupid. Because I know if there was actually a child, I'll for sure get stimulations. That's what happened after August 19, 2019, because they knew that after I get these manipulations, I will react to children in this nasty sexual way, which is what they've been doing. Before that, they'll bring their children. I'll look, I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, whatever. After August 2019, oh my gosh, and they're like, oh, they knew. Yeah, they knew that they're going to force me to give sexual stimulation toward children. You understand? So when they manipulate memories like that, it's just confusing. Is it that they want me to have mental battles? But what's the mental battle? If there was a child, yes, you will force me to get stimulations. That's the pedophilia things you've been doing to me since August 19, 2019. That was after August 19, 2019. As you can see, they tried to make me say something else. I said my bad to this person because I thought this person was a person delivering food. He had a bag full of food coming up, and I was going down to get my food. I thought, oh, you're here for my food. It's like, oh, no, my bad, sorry. That's that. And now they're making me imagine, was there a child? If there was a child, I would get a stimulation. But I don't think there was any child because I don't remember getting stimulation at that time. But for sure, if there was a child there, for sure, especially a black little girl, for sure they will force me to get stimulations. Because ever since August 19, 2019, this is all I've been experiencing. They manipulate the memories like that. They make you experience nasty things. It's the pedophilia type of torture I've been experiencing since day one. And now they just try to create mental battles after August 19, 2019.
They're trying to take over my mind, putting thoughts of pedophilia. It's disgusting. Take this whole thing into account so much and make it so dramatic. It is dramatic. It's somebody trying to end my life. It's somebody trying to end who I am as a person. It's somebody trying to take over my mind, putting thoughts of pedophilia. This disgusting things. You saw where I was going with that first word. disgusting things that I don't even want to talk about because it makes me sick. I don't even like those words in my mind. But it is what it is. So I have no choice now but to acknowledge that there are people in my surroundings or whatever they're doing.
I can be free from this torture. Every day has been a miracle of survival. I also experience what is referred to as malodorance. This is the alteration of the smell sensation so that I am often made to smell various things, including smoke, burning, dirty diaper, or baby powder, which they sometimes combine with the pedophilia type of torture. In 2015, I began to experience what some call V2K, or voice to skull. This involves the projection of voices, noises, and music directly into my mind to communicate with me in real time and at the speed of thought. And it also includes the manipulation of thoughts, emotions, and perceptions in the person's mind. Additionally, the targeting is all highly perverted and sexual, as well as destructive and violent.
The targets were forced to perform homosexual acts on each other against their will and religion in order not to be beaten or killed. This is a common breakdown tactic of belief systems and the human will. In no-touch torture, the techniques are more psychologically specialized for each target. Most common examples include homosexual targets that are forced with voices that are derogatory to their lifestyle and similar mental images. Almost all targets are forced to view child pornography.
In 2015, I began to experience what some call V2K, or voice to skull. This involves the projection of voices, noises, and music directly into my mind to communicate with me in real time and at the speed of thought. And it also includes the manipulation of thoughts, emotions, and perceptions in the person's mind. Additionally, the targeting is all highly perverted and sexual, as well as destructive and violent.
What I said, playing with my dog. Now that attacks continue, I don't let them get me. Today, they continue with the programming of perversion, but this time they are aiming in the use of people, better said young people, also children and
any part of the body. This technology can be used to sexually manipulate the target. It can make the target feel sexual arousal, or it can sort of turn off the
able to impose any information on the brain of a person, presumably by some kind of waves, which in the mind take the form of voices, thoughts and images and imagination. In addition to this kind of implanting information that they need, they manipulate the psyche so that the information is written into your memory. Then by stimulating the certain regions in the brain, they can retrieve this information and present it as your own memory. This is the conclusion that can be made judging by the influence they have been making on me with their psychotronic weapons, for example artificial thoughts, imagination, and mental torture.
Occasion, I was told I was going to be shot in the face. And it was an older guy. He was like really, really disgruntled and pissed off. Yeah, she's going to get shot in the face. Sound like an angry ass old person. Then a couple of days later, a female said the same thing. Don't get shot in the face. Stupid shit like that. But what I really noticed is with the voice of skull, it's a bunch of females. And I'm like, bro, really? You're not a woman. What real woman would stalk another female or sit back and allow that to go on? You really think they think it's nothing wrong with them, basically.
And then now they try to make me think maybe before you got to him, a family, a mother and a daughter came up. I was like, listen, they're just trying to create battles. If there's a child that showed before whatever, the reaction will be the nasty things I'm forced to experience today. because this happened after August 19, 2019. What they're trying to do is to try to make me somehow believe that these reactions, and I think I'm not there yet, but maybe my brain will get to that point, to think that these stimulations just were there before August 19, 2019. And I'm not there yet, and this is why I make videos and to record this. And so now they're like, oh, maybe like before you got to him, there was like the kids and the mothers. Like, I don't recall any of that. I remember interacting with this person, and when I was interacting with this guy, I remember saying, oh, my bad, I thought you were delivering food for me because you have a plastic bag full of food. I'm going downstairs to get food. Now, if somebody came before me, I'm not going to remember that part. But if there's children and they will do the nasty things they forced me to experience, because after August 19, 2019, I will definitely get the stimulations. And I strongly believe that is after August 2019. And so, ever since then, they'd be like saying, oh, my bad, there's just random things. And they try to make me create a battle of like back and forth. Like, one is after August 2019. So if I would have seen a child, the most 100% most likely make me experience. Two, when I interacted with this person, I interacted with him thinking that this person had a bag full of my food. And once I realized, oh no, you just came up. Okay, the guy's downstairs, but it's not you. And I said, my bad. Right? And they try to create this, like, and then now they're like, oh, was it before August 19? No, it was after August 19, 2019. Yes, I'm 100% sure of that. But they're trying to make me feel doubtful of that. Because what's happening is, as they do the pedophilia type of torture, they somehow want me to be like, oh no, this happened before. You felt that before, because my memories are fading away, and as they fade away, they try to create a false reality. These people here, their job is to make me believe that what I'm experiencing is natural. And so day in and day out, as you heard my videos about memories, they're slowly fading. And so they can create and become doubtful about when my memories are, what was when. Like, they do these things. And they do use these bottom feeders who somehow think in their fantasy that I will ever think that this thing is happening to me organically, when these trash are renowned for the pedophilia things they do. And they're like, oh no, now it's like they say that now it's natural. Yeah, very natural. Yeah. They're just trash. I'm just thankful that this trash were exposed for the bottom feeders that they are. They are nasty lowlife that will force people to experience nastiness like that. If anything, today more than ever, I'm just thankful. Because these bottom feeders work for pedophiles. These entities are filled with pedophiles contracting these bottom feeders. And they're like, nah, it's natural. It's like, I know, you say what you need to say to disturb me, to disorient me. I'm just thankful to God. I'm just thankful that this could have been me. This is not what I wanted to be, of course, being tortured like this. But this is cool, what I could have been living like. You see the humiliations of just what you hear in the BuzzFeed article there. How can I even hate myself when I know reality? I love myself. They tried all the psyops. They tried to make themselves this femme fatale. They tried to play this woke group. They tried to play all the mother concerning about their children. They tried to play this like, we're in investigators. Reality always came out. You know who's the pedos? Yes. These people are contracted by these people. And it's so fair, because now I see these bottom feeders what they are, and you understand this is what this child, they contract childlike individuals. Who can be like, it's so fair, and try to be a childlike individual? What self-respected person would be like, yeah, let me say that it's so fair? They speak like that via V2K to try to disorient you and to agitate you. It's like, we're there behind the doors. Can you imagine grown men? Especially the worst is when you hear grown adult men saying that. It's like, wow, that's the life of a brave man like you, man. Please live that life. To all my target individuals, stay strong. These people have been humiliated. I'm telling you, I know bad things are going to happen to me even more because of the humiliations. They have been humiliated by reality. I did not torture them. I did not manipulate anything. Just a little article calling out the fact that so many pedophiles in these agencies, on top of the testimonials, how much if they see me in person, you know the humiliation they can have. It used to be the other way around, where before I know, I was like, oh my gosh, they could not even, they would run away. They would run. They thought I was going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be identifying all these memories of... You're just playing with the memories. You try to create battles. I know that if it was after August 19, 2019, for sure I'll get stimulation. That's what happens. Before that, I had none of these things. It's after August 2019. So if there was a child, I would definitely get the nasty stimulation that you forced me to experience, because that's the way you've been breaking people down. And you do the repetition because this is how the CIA tactics have been used to disorient somebody, which happened to have a bunch of pedophiles. So you're bad. And your bad consists of torturing babies, women, black girls, like they like to say, autistic girls, Down syndrome girls, all the many things you do. And I know you detest the fact that there have been testimonies of what you guys do to little girls and little boys and women all around the world.
Had sexual contact with a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old. He was simply fired. One employee purchased sexually explicit videos of young girls filmed by their mothers. He resigned. One employee estimated that he had viewed up to 1,400 sexually abusive images of children while on agency assignments. Not sure what actions, if any, were taken by him. One contractor arranged for sex with an undercover FBI agent. I think that you mentioned that. Posing as a child, he had his contract revoked. One CIA staffer was charged with child sexual crimes, and the employee was also under investigation for mishandling classified material. The CIA did not answer detailed questions, saying only that the agency takes all allegations of possible criminal misconduct committed by personnel seriously. So you're saying the reason why they didn't take this more seriously, why there weren't actual prosecutions that were carried out, is because what they were trying to not only protect their agency, but trying to protect the country from being compromised in some way by our foreign enemies who would use this information in some kind of bribery scheme?
I think that it's actually quite worse than that. In my personal opinion, my analysis based on this is that they know that we're already compromised, and they don't want to have to admit how compromised we are by these foreign adversaries, by these foreign intelligence agencies. They know we're compromised, and they don't want it all spilling out into court. So they'll go over to FBI, they'll go over to DOJ and say, hey, don't worry, we're taking care of this. Hey, don't worry, we'll take care of this guy. Don't worry about that. Don't ask any questions. We don't want those secrets coming out in court. We know the FBI does this. Time and again, just like in the Kyle Rittenhouse case, where the FBI was able to testify off camera, completely in silent, and then their testimony was stricken from the record. So we couldn't even get a public review of what the transcript was, what the FBI testimony was in the Kyle Rittenhouse case, because we know they were conducting surveillance of this entire thing. It's the exact same thing. And I was told behind the scenes in that case, they said, we don't want our operations spilling out into court and people talking about it on YouTube. That's a direct quote.
Wow. Okay, here's more from this, and we'll finish this and then move on to the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. But sexual crimes involving children, says BuzzFeed, including the viewing of images of abuse, have been uncovered at other agencies that handle sensitive information. In a November 2009 report, the Department of Defense acknowledged that dozens of Pentagon staff members or contractors had such images. In 2014, the Inspector General of the Intelligence Community found that 2 officials from the National Reconnaissance Office, which oversees America's spy satellites, acknowledged viewing images of child sexual abuse during polygraph examinations. This is so disturbing. At a symposium in 2016, Daniel Payne, a top Pentagon security official, said that when workers' computers were examined, the amount of child porn I see is just unbelievable.
I am currently a speech-language pathologist working in private practice with young children. I had a 7-year-old client who has autism, and she was the most significantly affected of all of my clients.